Imagine finding a door that leads to another world. What the f*** is this Doraemon reference?
Get the f*** out of my room and play Minecraft!
Where you can bring back items and skills to the real world. Sounds like a dream, right? Number bullshit. That's where our story begins. Yuya, a boy who has had a rough life, steps in to help a girl being harassed by some men. He stands up to them but gets beaten up for it. Haha. Retard. The police show up and the men scatter. The girl thanks Yuya, but he brushes it off, saying he's fine. We learn Yuya was raised by his grandfather, who taught him to always be kind and help others. Yuya's life, however, is anything but kind. His house is vandalized with cruel messages, and his parents abandoned him because they thought his siblings, who were considered beautiful, were better than him. Bullies at school made things worse, constantly picking on him, and even his yearbook is filled with mean comments. The only person who ever cared for him was his grandfather, who left him a house and some savings after passing away.
Wow!
One day, after another tough day of getting bullied and losing his part-time job, Yuya has a breakdown at home. He punches a wall in frustration, and suddenly, it opens to reveal a hidden room. Ha ha, plot twist. Inside, he finds strange items and a mysterious door. When he opens it, he steps into another world. Notifications pop up, explaining how the door works and that he can store items, gain skills, and control who uses it. It feels like a video game. Yuya explores the house in the new world and learns it belonged to a powerful sage who left everything to whoever found it. The house is protected by magic, and inside, he discovers incredible weapons and tools. While testing a spear, a level 300 bloody ogre appears outside the magical barrier. At first, Yuya is terrified, but he throws the spear, instantly killing the monster. To his shock, the monster drops items and money, and Yuya's stats skyrocket. What a fuck. As Yuya continues exploring and training in the new world, he begins to change, not just in skills, but also in appearance. His body transforms overnight, becoming slimmer and more athletic. Bro-sung Jinwoo had to work his ass off for this body, but this nigga so of a bish. Even his clothes don't fit anymore. But luckily the sage's house has magical outfits that adjust to his size. Yuya grows stronger and more confident, defeating monsters, gaining levels, and earning money. Back in the real world, Yuya starts high school. His transformation shocks everyone, even his bullies and siblings. They don't recognize him at first. One day, the girl he saved earlier, Kaori, shows up to thank him. She invites him to join her elite school, known for its brilliant students. At first, Yuya hesitates, thinking he's not smart enough, but Kaori and her father, the academy's chairman, convince him to give it a try. Yuya spends a day at the academy and is surprised by how friendly and relatable the students are. He makes new friends who share his interests, like video games and anime. For the first time, Yuya feels like he belongs. Encouraged by their kindness and his newfound strength, he decides to enroll. As Yuya balances his new life in the academy and the other world, his confidence grows. He trains harder, defeats tougher monsters, and even helps a princess from the other world, gaining her gratitude. Yuya's journey teaches him that life can change if you keep going, even when it feels impossible. Haha. Peace out. That was code of the day. Yuya, watch till the end, my boy. Where you going? The director stood there thinking hard. The shoot was on hold, and everyone was waiting for him to figure something out. Desperate for a solution, he decided to search the mall for a replacement model. Meanwhile, Yuya wandered the mall, feeling overwhelmed by all the shopping choices. A group of girls approached him, and he immediately worried they were trying to sell him something. They asked questions about him and even offered to help him shop. Not wanting to hurt their feelings, he politely declined. The girls were left stunned, freaking out as Yuya walked away. He wondered if he had handled the situation correctly. The director's search wasn't going well. He told his assistant they couldn't give up. As they passed by Yuya, the director's eyes lit up. He's the one. Without hesitation, they approached Yuya. The director explained their situation, and while Yuya felt nervous about stepping in, he thought about all the people counting on him. He agreed to help. What a pushover bastard. Yuya played the boyfriend in a photo shoot, Bro got a girlfriend, but here's you watching this video. I'm kidding, you guys are lovely. The director kept asking him to look sexier, but Yuya struggled. Miu, the lead model, encouraged him, saying he was doing great for a beginner. Yuya couldn't help but be mesmerized by her beauty. When the director pointed out Yuya looked stiff, Miu stepped closer, even putting her arms around him for a shot. Yuya turned bright red as the crowd started watching. Meanwhile, in another world,
Oh shit, here we go again.
Princess Lexia sat deep in thought. Remembering how someone saved her in the dark forest, she decided to return there to find her savior. Her knight tried to stop her, saying no one could survive in such a dangerous place. Lexia refused to listen and ordered her knights to join her. They wondered where her reckless streak came from. From her parents, you retard. Back at the mall, Yuya was exhausted after the shoot. Miu thanked him again. While drinking water, Yuya started choking, and Miu offered her handkerchief. Yuya hesitated, feeling awkward since he was sweaty and the clothes weren't his. They chatted, and Yuya reflected on how talented Miu was at modeling. She shared that she wasn't always good at it, explaining how she started modeling to get noticed by her busy parents. Over time, she grew to love it because of the fans who supported her. The director, sneaky as ever, took candid photos of Yuya and Miu talking. Suddenly, another model, Sho, showed up. Sho pushed Miu against a wall, asking her out for drinks. Yuya could tell Miu felt uncomfortable, so he stepped in. Sho tried to punch him, but Yuya easily dodged and threw Sho aside. Everyone was shocked by Yuya's strength and calmness. Sho ran off after being humiliated, and Miu thanked Yuya, revealing that Sho had been harassing her. The director, impressed by Yuya, offered him more modeling opportunities, but Yuya politely declined, saying he wasn't ready. To thank him, the crew gave him all the clothes he wore during the shoot. Yuya was surprised but accepted the gift after the director insisted. Back in the other world, Lexia and her knights faced off against goblins. They struggled to hold their ground until Yuya appeared, easily defeating the monsters. Lexia was thrilled to see her savior again. After the battle, she shocked everyone by proposing to Yuya on the spot. Flustered, Yuya suggested they just be friends for now. Lexia agreed, deciding to win his heart over time. Her knights revealed another reason for their visit. The king wanted to personally thank Yuya and invited him to the royal palace. Yuya hesitated, worried about his schedule, but the knights assured him the invitation would remain open until he was ready. Back in Yuya's world, he prepared for his first day at a new school. His classmates were impressed by his looks, thinking he must be a model. During gym class, a delinquent gang, the Red Ogres, showed up. To Yuya's shock, his siblings were part of the group. The gang tried to intimidate Kaori, one of Yuya's classmates, but Yuya jumped in to protect her. Despite his fear, Yuya fought off the gang, defeating them effortlessly. His classmates were amazed by his bravery, and Kaori thanked him for saving her. Later, Yuya returned to the other world. He ventured into the dangerous dark forest, where he encountered a black Fenrir puppy being attacked by a powerful orc. Initially hesitant to fight, Yuya remembered his grandfather's lessons about doing the right thing. He stepped in and defeated the orc with ease, surprising himself. Yuya rescued the puppy, named it Knight, and gained a new companion with impressive abilities. Yuya left his house early for school, leaving his new dog Knight at home. At school, he asked his friends if there were any pet shops nearby. When Yuya mentioned he had adopted a dog, Kaidi got excited and asked to see pictures. Yuya, flustered by her enthusiasm, admitted he didn't have pictures because he didn't own a smartphone. His friends thought that was unusual, but Yuya explained he never needed one. They told him about a nearby pet shop, but only Kaidi was free to help him after school. Yuya thanked her, and she joked that it might feel like a date, but told him not to worry. After school, Kaidi helped Yuya pick out supplies for Knight. Back home, Yuya showed Knight his new collar, and they went for a walk. At the park, people admired Yuya's cool vibe and Knight's cuteness. There, Yuya ran into Kari, a classmate, and introduced her to Knight. She found Knight adorable and asked about his breed. Yuya, unable to reveal Knight's magical origins, pretended not to know. Suddenly Miu, a model Yuya had worked with, appeared. She greeted Yuya warmly, drawing the crowd's attention. To avoid causing a scene, Miu left, but not before saying she hoped to see him again. Kaori teased Yuya, asking if Miu was his girlfriend, but Yuya quickly clarified they had only met once. Kaori didn't believe he wasn't good enough for Miu and assured him otherwise. Their conversation was interrupted by a woman screaming as a thief stole her purse. Yuya instructed Knight to chase the thief. While Knight brought the man back, the thief escaped and charged at Kaori. Yuya stepped in, disarmed the thief effortlessly, and restrained him until the police arrived. The crowd cheered, and Kaori thanked Yuya for saving her once again. Later, Yuya ventured into the dark forest with Knight, where they faced dangerous monsters. Knight showcased his skills by defeating an orc king on his own. They also encountered a crystal deer, a powerful level 630 beast. Despite its magical attacks, Yuya and Knight worked together to take it down. Among the spoils was a unique portable bath set, which Yuya decided to try out at home. The next day they battled a needle roller, a speedy monster. Yuya predicted its movements and defeated it, leveling up to 240 while Knight reached level 510. Their fight revealed a hidden cave, where they found a mysterious book belonging to a legendary sage. The book taught Yuya about magic, and the sage's spirit gifted Yuya the ability to use magical circuits. Yuya began practicing magic, discovering its immense power. Back at school, Yuya learned about an upcoming camping trip. He joined a group with Kaede, Rin, and Akira. Since Yuya lacked camping gear, Kaede took him shopping. Later they hung out at the arcade, where Yuya amazed everyone by using his detect weakness skill to win prizes. The fun was cut short when a fire broke out in the mall. Hearing that Kaede and Rin were trapped, Yuya used his magic to navigate through flames and rescue them. Although scolded by firefighters, Yuya was thanked by Kaori's father for saving her once again. In the forest, Yuya saved an injured girl named Luna from goblins. Grateful, Luna introduced herself and revealed she was training there. She asked Yuya to train with her, and he agreed. Over time, they both grew stronger. After a long day, Luna surprised Yuya by joining him in his magical bath, sharing how much their time together meant to her. She cherished their time together. On the camping trip, Yuya and Kaede caught fish while Rin and Akira foraged for plants. Using his skills, Yuya caught fish barehanded, impressing everyone. They presented their food to the teacher, who praised their teamwork. Yuya cooked an impressive meal for his team, drawing admiration from his classmates. Meanwhile, Luna completed her mission in town, but reflected on her time with Yuya, wishing her life could have been different. Despite her emotions, she prepared for her next target, knowing her path was set. The camping trip ends and Yuya returns home. He learns he's scheduled to meet the king in the other world soon. While heading to the meeting, he encounters a group of demons in the forest. With Knight's help, he takes down the demons, marveling at the power of his weapons. Among the spoils is a mysterious helmet, which Yuya tries on. However, it causes unease among the king's guards when they meet up, so he removes it. During their journey, Lexia and her party are attacked by an assassin, who turns out to be Luna, a girl Yuya had met before. Yuya subdues her but is hesitant to harm her, believing she's not entirely evil. Lexia agrees to let Luna explain herself. Luna reveals her tragic past as an orphan trained by a man in the dark arts of assassination. She admits her mission was to kill Lexia, but is resigned to her fate now that she's failed. Surprisingly, Lexia offers her a chance to become her bodyguard instead of facing execution. Luna reluctantly agrees, seeing it as her only option for survival. Back at Yuya's house, Lexia and Luna bond, though Lexia teases Luna about her feelings for Yuya. Luna denies liking him, but Lexia declares her intention to marry him, challenging Luna to compete for his affection. Their rivalry begins, though Yuya remains oblivious to the growing tension. The next day, Yuya has to return to his world for school. He bids farewell to Lexia and Luna, who both seem reluctant to let him go. At school, a sports competition is announced. Yuya ends up on a soccer team and, despite not knowing the rules, amazes everyone with his incredible strength and reflexes. After school, a modeling agency approaches him again, but Yuya declines, preferring his simple life at school. His friends are shocked to learn he's already been featured in a magazine with a famous model. In another world, Yuya faces a skeleton monster and defeats it, but he feels like he's not getting stronger. Determined, he ventures deeper into the forest, finding an area filled with tough black trees that can't be scratched with normal attacks. Yuya is ambushed by a mithril boar. He tries to heal himself, but the boar attacks again. Just when Yuya thinks he's in serious trouble, the boar is sent flying by a strange rabbit. The rabbit introduces itself as Usagi, and Yuya is shocked to hear it talk. The boar recovers and charges again, but Usagi destroys it effortlessly, even breaking the surrounding trees. Yuya checks Usagi's stats and finds he's incredibly powerful with many special titles. Yuya thanks Usagi for saving him, and the rabbit asks Yuya to show him a kick. Yuya demonstrates, and Usagi sees potential in him. To show what Yuya could achieve, Usagi kicks, blasting through multiple trees. He offers to train Yuya, and after intense practice, Yuya manages to destroy one of the hard black trees. They start sparring, and Yuya asks why he's being trained. Usagi explains he's a divine, a title given to masters of certain skills. Usagi is the divine kicker, and has a duty to pass on his techniques to protect the world from creatures called vile, which represent the world's negative energy. Yuya hesitates to accept the responsibility of becoming a divine, but he considers his desire to protect his friends, Knight and Akatsuki. Usagi respects Yuya's decision but continues training him. In return, Usagi asks Yuya to teach him magic after being impressed by the magical barrier around Yuya's house. Yuya, who knows the barrier is actually the sage's work, agrees to exchange knowledge. Their training takes a dramatic turn when Yuya faces the King Mithril Boar. Usagi sees this as a chance for Yuya to prove himself. With effort, Yuya uses his kicks and whip to defeat the boar, earning valuable SS-ranked items. Usagi explains that there are even stronger monsters, like SS and X-ranked ones, and the Vile are at the legendary rank. Yuya suddenly gets a notification about evolving, gaining new skills without any visible change in his appearance. The next day, Yuya participates in a table tennis competition. His opponent is the national champion, nicknamed the Sniper, who serves a powerful shot Yuya misses. Comparing it to the boar's attacks, Yuya easily returns the next serve, breaking the table in the process. To avoid injuring anyone, Yuya forfeits the match. Later, Katie drags Yuya into a volleyball game to fill in for an injured player. During the match, Yuya's strength surprises everyone as the ball pops and the net is destroyed. The opposing team gives up instantly. Kaede reassures Yuya that a win is still a win, and they hear a scream. They rush to find Cory, Yuya's friend, playing tennis but struggling. Yuya steps in and wins the match for her, even catching Cory when she almost falls. Cory thanks him afterward and kisses him, making Yuya blush. Meanwhile, Usagi battles one of the Vile, impressing his opponent by using magic, a skill Usagi credits to Yuya. The Vile decides Yuya is the bigger threat and leaves to confront him. Back at Yuya's house, Yuya and Kari study together. Yuya thanks her for helping him with math, while she thanks him for teaching her English. Though Yuya secretly relies on his language comprehension skill, we see Kari meeting Yuya's pets, Knight and Akatsuki, for the first time. She accidentally discovers the door to the other world, feeling drawn to it. Yuya explains the door connects to a world of magic and monsters, showing her how he uses magic. He reveals that his skills from the other world helped him save people back in their own world. Kari is amazed and wants to explore the other world. Yuya warns it's dangerous, but promises to show her more someday, forming a closer bond. Meanwhile, in the capital, Princess Lexia returns to the palace, where her father, the king, learns of an assassination attempt by Luna. The king tests Luna's skill, impressed by her ability to stop his blade, which can cut through anything. He acknowledges her talent but remains cautious. Lexia storms into her father's chamber, furious. She tells him it was her choice to make Luna her guard, and warns him that if he ever harms Luna, she'll never forgive him. Her words cut deep, leaving the king visibly shaken. In the end, he reluctantly accepts Luna as one of her guards. Still uneasy, the king questions Owen about Luna's past. Owen reveals that Luna was once called the Headhunter and worked for the Dark Guild. Hearing that Yuya captured Luna and brought her, and Lexia, to his home, the king becomes enraged at the thought of his daughter staying at a man's house. Despite Owen's reassurance that nothing inappropriate happened, the king refuses to calm down since he wasn't there to see it himself. Meanwhile, it's revealed that the masked man who tried to kill Lexia is actually her brother, Prince Rhaegar. One of his allies reports that a noble hired Luna to assassinate Lexia, but Yuya stopped the plan. Now, Rhaegar is plotting to use a magic sealing barrier to weaken the king's guards and frame Yuya during his visit to the capital. Yuya gets a rare day off after competing at the academy and decides to visit the capital. While farming, he defeats a monster that drops a rare betting item said to provide the best sleep ever. Later, he visits a guild to sell items since he doesn't have local money. The guildmaster is amazed by the quality of Yuya's goods and buys them for 100 gold coins. Yuya learns that just 5 gold coins can support a family for a year, making him realize how much he's earned. The guildmaster also gives Yuya a guild card and directs him to the capital by stagecoach. When Yuya arrives, he's blown away by the city's busy streets and the massive palace. Owen escorts him to meet the king, where Lexia and Luna are waiting. The moment they meet, the king accuses Yuya of seducing Lexia after hearing she proposed to him. Yuya panics and tries to calm the situation by offering the rare bedding as a gift. However, Lexia explains that in their culture, gifting bedding means proposing marriage. Furious, the king prepares to attack Yuya, but their argument is interrupted by assassins. The attackers use a magic sealing barrier to disable the guards, but Yuya effortlessly defeats them with his skills. Lexia clings to Yuya in admiration, which makes Luna jealous. After the fight, Owen discovers an emblem on the assassins, tying the attack to Prince Rhaegar. Word spreads quickly, and the king isolates himself, deeply troubled. Owen asks Yuya to help protect Lexia, while the palace investigates. Lexia convinces Luna to let her leave the castle so she can show Yuya around the city. While exploring, the two girls constantly argue over Yuya's attention, causing quite a scene. During the outing, Yuya learns about the Adventurers Guild and decides to register. During the process, his overwhelming magical energy shatters the measurement crystal, leaving everyone stunned. The clerk explains that being able to use even 3 types of magic is legendary. Yuya is relieved he didn't reveal all his abilities. After finishing their registration, they accept a simple quest to gather herbs. Lexia and Luna turn it into a competition, with the winner earning a date with Yuya. During the quest, Owen suddenly arrives saying Prince Rhaegar has been located. Yuya and Owen head to the hideout to confront him. Rhaegar resists at first, but one of his allies betrays him, revealing she only used him to create chaos. She tries to kill everyone, but Yuya's skills protect the group. Rhaegar is brought before the king, broken and scarred. It's revealed that his injuries were caused by Lexia's uncontrolled magic in the past, which drove him mad. Yuya uses a legendary herb to heal Rhaegar, shocking everyone with the act. Even though Rhaegar expects to be executed for his crimes, Lexia forgives him and persuades the king to do the same. Grateful for Yuya's help, the king rewards him with a noble title, land, and a mansion. Later, Yuya has a dream about a mysterious girl who defeats him in battle. Determined to become stronger, he dives back into training. Suddenly, the same girl named Yudi attacks in real life, revealing she wants revenge on humanity. Kaori, Yuya's friend from Earth, accidentally gets caught up in the fight. Yuya protects her and defeats a monster, but admits he feels like a cheater in this world. Kaori reassures him, saying he hasn't changed and has always been kind. She then confesses she has liked him ever since he saved her long ago. If you enjoyed this recap, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Have a great day.